Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Movement this morning. We are going to intentionally put some breath into our body because every time we make intentional, conscious choices to help our body move prana, move that intelligent life force, we have the opportunity to clean ama out of our system. And in Ayurveda, the word ama means sludge. It means metabolic waste. It is whatever is undigestible in the system. So if you want to know more about ama, I put a story on my IGTV that just explains ama altogether. But know here, right now this morning, we are going to clean some ama out of your system. So let's go start on the mat. Lying down or seated, practicing what posture feels good for you to do your sink in. Take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Feel that next breath come in. Feel it leave. Just give yourself the opportunity right now to tune your awareness inward. Remember, we're coming in out of the outside world. We're focusing on what is within so that our choices for the rest of this class, the rest of our day, can be more intelligent, can be more in service of this container that houses our mind, senses, soul, spirit. Yeah, feel that deep breath. Two more breaths. If you're practicing, you're noticing every time you return to this place, there's something that your body does that just says, oh yeah, yay, I get to do this. I get to move, get to put breath in my body. So good. If you were reclined, let yourself have the next 5 breaths to bring yourself up to seated. And if you're seated, you can just practice any beginning initial movements that feel good. Maybe it is shoulder rolls. Maybe it's hands lifting to sky, exhaling out your breath. Nice work. All right, let's all meet in cat and cow in hands and knees position. You've got your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders, lifting head and tailbone, exhaling to arch your back. Just let this sweet movement start to remove tension and tightness. Imagining that ama in your body is like a sludge, gunk. And as breath warms and gets more powerful, it has the capacity to just move that gunk. It's something in springtime that's super important in Ayurveda anyway, as our bodies naturally want to detox. Okay, release that. Now all I want you to do is imagine that your back is a board and slide back and forth, just allowing some motion to come into the wrists, the shoulders, the knees, and the hips, keeping the spine still. Sweet. And then just walk your hands a little bit further forward. Maybe your knees will go further back. And then come forward, push the hips down to the floor, lift up, press the hips back to the heels. Forward, down, lifting up. Now we're sort of joining together the movement of the spine and the movement of the hips and knees and shoulders and wrists. Yeah. Sweet work. Let yourself come back into center, crawling those knees forward, hands back. Good. Right hand goes underneath left armpit. Grab for that imaginary lawnmower handle and inhale. Lift elbow or fingers up to sky. Big reach, big lift. Good. Find the movement of your breath. There's an inhale on one direction and an exhale in the other direction. Nice. We're just getting movement into every little corner of the body. I feel like I'm throwing something up to the sky every time my fingers lift. Good. Let's change sides. Coming to the left hand underneath right armpit. Reach and open. Remember, if there's anything at all going on in the shoulder, you can just lift up your elbow. Keep the hand down. Move. Yeah, I feel like that hand going to the sky is just throwing, releasing something I don't need. Breathe. There can be some vigor in your movement. Nice. Last one. And then hands come back down. Sweet work. Palms are spread wide. Fingers, middle finger pointing forward, thumbs towards each other. You're really pressing into index finger and thumb. Back toes curl under. Good. All we're going to do is lift our knees, roll onto the ball of the foot, put those knees down. Yeah. Feel like the hips go back towards the heels to come down. Hips go back. So you're pressing into that child's pose with raised knees. And then come back. Good. I want you to press into that child's pose with raised knees. And now just start to straighten the legs, hover the knees. Straighten the legs, hover the knees. Yeah. So the legs aren't going into a total extension yet. We're just messing around with letting the tailbone float up to the sky in our downward dog prep. Nice. Give your body a quick rest, letting the knees soften to the ground. Good. Sink the hips back. Reach the fingers forward. Relax the forehead if it's available. Breathe. Lifting yourself back up. Back toes curl under. Press into a fuller downward dog. Now your heels might not hit the floor yet, but you get to play with a slightly different extension of the leg. Breathe. Paddle one heel at a time to the floor. Start to release those heels as far as they're capable and happy to go this morning. Breathe. Nice. And your eyes shift forward to those thumbs. Bend the knees and walk feet to hands. Good job. Inhale for tabletop. Hang out here. Feel the distance between the collarbones and the sit bones. Feel length. Then check in with the chin. Let the back of your neck be long. Find distance from the sit bones all the way up the crown of the head. And there's these shoulders rolling back. Beautiful. Bend into those knees. Take the hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale them to your heart. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hands to sky. Good. Deep forward fold. Hands to shins again. Press the spine long. Sweet. Hands press into the floor. One foot steps back, then the other. Reach your chest forward. Stack over your wrists. Choose if you would like to drop to knees or forearms. Breathe. Feel like the legs start to do more of this work than the arms, like you're activating and lifting the legs up to the sky. Breathe. Good work. And then lower down with control. If control means dropping to your knees, absolutely add that control. Body rests, toes uncurl. Hands are quiet on the mat. They're set there, but they're not pressing. Shoulders roll down the back. You put lots of space between shoulders and ears. We begin to do chest lifts and chest lowers. This effort is coming from pecs, is coming from belly, is coming from back. Yeah. There has to be an engagement in the core, a connection, contraction of the back muscles, a release of the front body muscles as they lengthen and allow you to lift. Sweet. Just begin to notice if perhaps the toes want to rise with you. Yeah, feeling that back body. Find some engagement. Sweet. Everything rests down. Now your hands press a bit more firmly. Toes curl under. Press yourself to downward dog. Now you can go through hands and knees to downward dog if that feels more accessible to you. Breathe here. Pressing into the palms as if you're pushing the floor away from you and your whole body just starts reaching towards the ceiling, the sky. Breathe. Nice work. All right, we're going to bring our right foot forward between the hands. So knees bend. That right foot can take as many steps as it needs to take to land between the hands. And then the back knee can drop. Good. Toes uncurl. Inhale, the fingers come up. You can place them onto the shin, not the shin, the thigh, or let fingers come all the way to the sky. Breathe. Nice work. Hands come down. I'm going to bring the right hand to the inside of that leg. Sidestep the foot out to the edge of the mat and just let that knee fall open. Breathe. Now, if you've got lots of flexibility in your body right now, you could be dropping to your forearms. Nice. Knee opens. Breathe. Yeah. And then lift that knee up to center. Bring hands to both sides. Choose now. We're going to do one more movement. If you want to lift that back knee, feel free. If you want to keep it dropped, go ahead. Inhale, come all the way up. Your hands can come down to the heart. Stretch through that back heel. Let the spine be tall. Think about the left elbow rotating down towards that right thigh. Remember your option. Left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand to low back. Breathe. Nice work. Palms pressing together, chest lifting into those pressed palms. Top elbow opening to sky. Nice. Exhale and releasing those hands down. As palms land, take the right foot back to join the left. Find your plank pose again. Choose if you want to be on toes, knees, or forearms. Lower with control. Choose if you're going to let the body land or just slide it forward, bringing yourself into your upward dog. Breathe. Downward dog. Back toes, do a little curl. Play here. Palms pressing, hips just reaching one at a time up to the ceiling. Long stretches down the side body. Beautiful. Gaze forward to your thumbs. Bend your knees. Think about the left foot stepping forward between the hands. Know that it can take as many steps as it needs to. All of us drop our back knee. Inhale, hands to thigh or to sky. Breathe. Hands come down. Left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Left foot crawls open to the edge of your mat. Knee stretches, opening to the side. Good work. Now, if you're flexible, you can drop to forearms. Breathe. Nice work. Palms ground. Then take this left foot, bring it back to center. Choose if you want to do the next pose with your back knee down, or if you'd like to curl your back toes under and lift the back knee. Okay, either way. Inhale, hands come all the way up to the sky. Exhale them down to heart. Push through that back heel. Extend the back leg if the knee's lifted. Breathe. Breathe. Right elbow turns towards left thigh. Remember, option, right hand to the outside of the leg, left hand on low back. If you're pressing palms, then you start to just lift your chest up so the thumbs feel like they are starting to be in line with your breastbone. Breathe. Breathe. Push through that back heel. Nice work. Sweet. Exhale and release fingertips to floor. Take full palms down to the mat and your left foot steps back to join the right. You find plank. Remember, your plank is your personal choice. You can be on knees or forearms. Breathe. We're going to lower down. You can do cobra with your belly on the floor. You can sweep through and let yourself come to an upward dog. Shoulders drawn away from ears. Letting the toes curl under, pushing yourself to a downward dog. Downward dog is a connecting pose. It's one where your mind goes back to go, how am I doing? How's my breath? What's beginning to get more supple? What's beginning to release? Where's movement coming from? Where is movement still stuck? What if you could imagine that the movement that's increasing in your body is where stuckness, where ama is letting go and finally releasing, and the places you still feel stuckness, there's still some ama trapped there. We all have ama. I don't think anyone is free of it. Gaze forward to your thumbs. Bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to fold. Inhale, fingers all the way to sky. Exhale, hands drop to heart. Big breath in. Sweet. Release the hands down by your side. Let shoulders fall away from ears. Good. 17 minutes in. Check in with the movement of breath that you feel in your body. Tune into the circulation of prana. The quantum intelligence of that life force within you. Just doing its work. You don't have to be conscious of what it's doing. Just giving it permission, creating space, allowing it. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough just to be aware. Just to be a supporter of that prana, enabling it to do its work better. Inhale those hands all the way to the sky. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, hands plant, plank. Reach the body forward. Choose how you're lowering. Choose your back bend. Allow yourself to curl to a downward dog. Yeah, knees bend. Bring them feet to hands. Lift to tabletop. Exhale to release. Hands come all the way up to the sky and drop them to your heart, stepping back with your right foot. Back heel grounds, front knee bends. Super good. Nice. We're going to go from this warrior one pose. If the arms want to be extended, they're welcome to be. Changes when we move to warrior three. If the arms feel like they're creating instability in your balance, then bring them back to your heart center. We lift the back heel. Look down to that front big toe and just feel like the hips and the shoulders, everything move forward to stack on the sole of that standing foot. And then when the left leg is really taking the weight, roll onto the tippy toes, press firm into that left leg, letting the leg straighten. Extend the back heel, pull the toes in. Feel like a long straight line from the heel to the crown of your head, and just begin to tip. Tapping that back toe, perhaps on the floor. Nice. Bring yourself as far forward as your balance and control allow today. Stay there. And then just find little knee bends. 3 of them in the front leg. Good. Nice. Leg straightens. Push through. Find your warrior 3. If your hands are at heart, maybe try them at a different location, down by your sides, out in front of you. Nice. Bend into that front knee. Put the back foot on the floor. Inhale, hands to sky. Step forward, releasing your hands down beside you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale the hands all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, they drop to your heart. You step back with the left. Heel grounds, front knee bends. Big breath. Remember, taking whatever version of the arms feels good for you today. Peel the back heel. Feel like you're centering your shoulders over top of the sole of your foot, like your body weight is shifting to that right foot. Roll onto the tippy toe, and then get ready to press firmly into the sole of the right foot, straightening that leg. Activate the left foot, pulling it in. Imagine a long straight line from the back of your skull to the back of the left heel, and then just start to tip that board, that long straight plane, on the top of the right leg. Yeah. Notice which leg has got more stability today. Okay, so come into your version of your warrior 3 now. Stretch into it. 3 little knee bends in the standing leg. They can be as small as they need to be. Breathe. Good work. Now extend into whatever version of warrior 3 is your optimal. Maybe the hands leave the heart, stretching down beside you or reaching out in front of you. Breathe. Finally bending into that front leg, taking the back foot to the mat, inhaling up. As you exhale, hands lying down beside you, back foot steps forward. Good work. Inhale your hands all the way up to the sky, and as you exhale, just take a step, opening your body into a long extended plane. Beautiful. Hands come down to the hips. Lengthen your spine to the ceiling. I'm going to fold and put my hands on the floor. So if you're at home today and you know your hands don't go to the floor, just move yourself so that there's a chair or something in front of you. When you fold forward, you can put your hands on the chair. If you have blocks, whatever. Okay? Inhale your hands up. As you exhale, let yourself do a forward fold. Beautiful. Palms can land on the floor or on whatever height you have close to you. Sometimes the hearth of your fireplace can be a perfect height. Nice. Okay, we're going to let left hand stay connected. The fingers can be tented, palm can be flat, whatever it feels right. And just bring the right hand out beside you. What if you imagined that the hips were balancing a teacup and saucer? That right on this back body, probably where this microphone pack is, that had to stay really stable or you would tip it over. And then just feel like you turn the upper back. You turn the upper spine without tipping whatever is balancing on your sacrum. Nice. And then bring that hand down, tent or flat palm, left arm lifts, same rules. The hips don't move. The knees don't move. The sacrum stays parallel to the floor. Good. Sweet work. And then bring both hands down. Okay, for the purposes of your imagination, whatever you're balancing on your back has been removed and there's no longer a need to balance. Left hand plants, right arm lifts, and now bend that left knee and let yourself open that hand even higher to the sky. Bring it down. Do the same on the left. Let's just go back and forth. Remember, if hands don't meet the floor, just find something to bridge the distance so that this feels comfortable for you. Yeah. Nice forward fold twists. Moving into all the different nooks and crannies of your body. Every yoga practice you do is intended to find all the major joints, move them in all their major ranges of motion, access all the different muscles of your body, remind you that you have lots of opportunity to recruit different support from that body. And that's why we practice. Hands come down. Transfer all your weight to your feet. Bend into those knees and draw yourself back up to standing. Good job. Heels and toes come in. Feet ground. Crown of your head tall. Second check-in. Notice the flow of that life force from the heart center out to the fingertips and toes. Notice where stagnation has been vitalized. The stagnation has been removed. The prana is not pooled or sitting anywhere. It's mobile. It's flowing. Unrestricted in your body. Tapping into all sorts of that gunk that pooled up ama in different places and helping get it moving, get it out of the body. Breathe. Drink lots of water today. Help your body. Be an assistant to your body and everything it's trying to do. Good work. Heels and toes come together. Left foot stays connected to the floor. You get ready to lift your right heel without tension in the neck, shoulders, without capsizing into that left hip. Knee draws up and off the floor. Fingertips can come to the inside of that knee. Just mess for a minute. When you go to open that knee out to the side, how far can you go before you feel like left hip wants to come with you? What kind of rotation in balance is available in that hip? Breathe. Good. Okay, so let's take it all the way as far as we can to the right. Balance with that left hand. You might even want to balance with your right hand. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. Bring that knee back to center. Take the left fingers forward to the knee and then reach the right hand back behind you. Palm can face the side. Breathe. Feel like you're lifting up and out of your waist. Nice. And now hands come back to center. Let's do a version of Warrior 3. Kicking that right heel back behind you. Reaching. I get to cheat because the wall's right there. Reaching that heel back behind you, folding forward. Yeah. Stretch through the heel, reach through the crown of your head. Nice work. And release. Sweet. Okay. Before we go to the other side, just do 3 circles right, 3 circles left with that right hip. Good. Set it down. Just notice, we haven't done the left yet. Notice how you feel different through each leg, through each hip socket. Fascinating. Okay, let's go to do the other side. Right foot stays grounded. Left foot, heel begins to rise. Now note, we're not feeling tension build in neck, shoulders, back. We're not capsizing through the right hip. keep the fingers on the right hip so that you can feel if you're twisting. This is not a twist. This is an external rotation of your thigh bone. Reach it out to the side. Our hips are like a storage closet of Amma. Think about how tight they get some days. So anything that we can do to help get in there and mobilize and invigorate and remove that stagnation, so helpful. Good. Okay, so knee goes all the way to the side. Right fingers stretch out. Choose if your left hand wants to reach too. Breathe. Nice work. Good. That knee comes back into center. Your right fingers come to the outside of the leg and you start to twist just by taking the left hand back behind you. Gaze back. Lift your torso up and out of your hips. Straighten that standing leg. Feel a distance between the front knee and the back fingers. Lengthen between the crown of your head and the sole of your standing leg. Breathe. Good. Hands come back to heart center. We reach that foot back behind us so that we can forward fold. The sideways pivot was just so that I didn't kick the wall behind me. Breathe and just lengthen into your version of Warrior 3. It can be hands out too. Beautiful. Bend into that standing leg a little bit. Set the back foot down. Heels and toes together. Shoulders relax down the back. Long, smooth breath. You can feel your heart beat a little bit. All good. All right. You're going into chair pose. So we imagine that the pelvis wants to stay really stable, really square. So as you bend your knees, the back slides down an imaginary wall. You zipper the inside of the legs to each other. Tailbone points to the floor, crown of your head points to the sky. Now we start to look at arm movement and shoulder sockets. Can the hands lift up in front of you, keeping the bottom ribs soft, keeping the low back relaxed, heavy, the tailbone sinking towards the mat. Breathe. Breathe. There's a bit of a burn that builds up in the body. We're feeling Agni. Agni is the fire. Agni is our way to be able to heat and release and transform Amma and be able to release it from the body. It is the fire of digestion, the fire of transformation. Yeah, you might even talk about it as tapas, or as Jody and I talked about in our talk on Sunday, abhyasa, focus, diligent practice. Beautiful. Fingers reach for the ceiling. Nice big swan dive forward. Palms to shins. Long flat back. Breathe. Nice work. Bend deeply into your knees. Plant your hands. Step your body back to plank. Choose your lower to the mat from knees or from toes. Choose your back bend, a little cobra, like at the beginning of class, or an up dog. Choose if you'd like to do a downward dog or if you're ready for a child's pose. Child's pose is knees apart, toes touching, sinking here. You can be in child's pose, or you can have 5 breaths in downward dog. Two more breaths, allowing yourself to release if you're in downward dog to that child's pose. Sliding your hands up towards your knees, allowing yourself to move up onto seated, hips on heels. Inhale those hands all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, right goes underneath left, palms land on shoulders or wrap. Pull the elbows from the heart, lifting them up. Thumbs from forehead if your hands are touching. Breathe. Inhale those hands all the way to the sky. Go the other way, left going under right. Hands to shoulders or fingers touching. Elbows lift away from chest. Shoulders relax down the back. Thumbs pull away from forehead. Nice work. Release down. Take the feet over to one side. Allow your bum to land on the mat. You're getting ready to stretch out into a reclined position. Behind you. Good. Flat back releases down onto the floor. Your knees stay nicely bent. Feel how you can allow your breath, slow, steady, controlled, to help monitor your heart rate. So your breath isn't trying to keep up with your heart rate. Your breath is attempting to help soothe and support, giving that heart rate something to grab onto, something to rely on. Nice. Hands lift up to the sky, dropping hands to elbows. Drop elbows right, knees left. Inhale up to center and go the other way. Just allow yourself to wring out the spine. Getting rid of any final tension that has built up there. You can stay on one side and just let yourself fall deeper with a few breaths, or you can continue moving back to middle every inhale. Whatever you're doing, make sure you feel even. I'm going to give you 3 more breaths. Sweet work. Release the hands, bring the fingertips to the hip flexor, right where the thigh bone enters the hip socket, where the fold is. Imagine the hip flexor underneath your fingertips in a deep fold, like it's drawn in half, and then bring the heels close to the bum, shoulders are relaxed on the floor. Straighten and lengthen that hip flexor as you lift to a little bridge, and then soften back to the floor. Just notice how you lengthen and extend that long front hip muscle, and then you bend it deeply as the hips go back to the floor. Up and down. You can lift a centimeter, or you can lift 10 inches. It's all up to you. Press into the soles of the feet. Feel the back of your legs engage as you bring the bum up to the sky. Nice. Last one. Coming all the way down. Knees draw into your chest. You can hang on, draping your hands over the shins, or you can reach up, grabbing for a happy baby dead bug pose. If you're in that happy baby dead bug, you're thinking of knees coming closer to armpits and tailbone uncurling towards the floor. And as you release from the pose, allowing the feet to land on the floor, just choosing what you need now, tenting knees, perhaps letting legs go straight. You know what, if you have a wall close to you, it can feel really delicious to just move and put your feet up on the wall. Oops, there we go. Bum is not touching the wall in this version. You're just using it as a way to finalize your practice. Sinking into stillness, whatever that feels like in your own body, noticing the flow of prana. Allowing yourself to just check in with any places that still feel like there's a bit of stagnant pooling. Hopefully not. Hopefully you can scan your whole physical body and it feels like there's momentum, increased circulation, more suppleness, less tension. All of those things indicating that you've been able to move some of that sludge, move some of that gunk, that leftover metabolic waste. Hydrating yourself well for the rest of the day so that your body has the optimal ability to evacuate, to release and let go of everything it stirred up today, everything that it discovered and wants to let go of, everything it spring cleaned. So good. If at this point you are ready for a longer Shavasana, if you're ready to let yourself sink into personal meditation, it's the ideal time. You might want to just roll over, turn off your phone or your computer, and sink into that stillness. And alternately, if you are ready to move, just scan your physical body, sealing off your practice, honoring the work that you did today, knowing that it was far more than exercise, that you were working in cooperation with a great innate wisdom, that you and your body were teaming up for your higher good. You got the fire burning, the Agni fueled, and the Ama moving out, transformed, released. So let a smile crack onto your face. Take a nice deep breath. Choose if you need to let that exhale slide out of your mouth or not. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch, reach, roll, whatever you need to do. Thank you so much for joining me today here at Alchemy and for tuning into all the classes that are so diligently being offered by this little studio. It is a blessing to our community, for sure. Thanks for being here. Namaste.